Hey, welcome to the 13th edition of the Jamaica Basketball Project. My name is Rick Turner. I'm the head coach and national coordinator for Jamaica Basketball, and glad you could hang out with us tonight. Also glad if you're watching on a replay, reminding you if you check us out live, you can ask questions of our guests, and we're going to be having players on and other people involved with NBA basketball and Jamaica basketball as this thing moves forward. I've had some people ask me about the reasons I'm doing this, and you know what are we to gain out of these live streams, and I guess that question is answered in two ways. There's really kind of two groups that are watching this. You know, there's a group of U.S. viewers and people in the U.S. that are excited about what we're doing or interested to find out more about what we're doing, and then there's people in Jamaica who are excited about the future of Jamaican basketball and want to have an outlet to talk about that. And so we're trying to kind of merge those two. And so along the way, there's going to be U.S.-based people, whether they be Jamaican in the U.S. or NBA people, and there's going to be people in Jamaica. And another thing we want to focus on is kind of the past, the present, and the future of what's going on and what's been going on in Jamaica basketball. And there's a couple of guys that are joining me tonight that have had their finger on the pulse of that for quite some time. And so I know they're passionate about the game, love the sport, love the country. And so I wanted to have them on and talk a little bit about that. This is them in their natural habitat. They are the hosts of the interview, and their names are Reid and Willy London, and they're joining me tonight. Fellas, thanks for doing it, man. How you doing? How you holding up down there?
We're good. Happy to do anything regarding basketball.
Once it's basketball,
that's there. Us. Yeah, so with the whole pandemic and everything, we're kind of staying inside a whole lot, looking at a lot of reruns, looking at The Last Dance with Jordan, and it's a good look. What do
you think of The Last Dance? Give me your. I know you guys are. I've seen some videos. I know you guys are Jordan guys. So really, give me. Well, at least one of you, Jordan guys. Tell me.
Both of us.
Have fun. He's my favorite player. I still is. He's the greatest of all times. I know a lot of people disagree and say LeBron. Coach Robinson. He's a huge LeBron. Michael Jordan is the goat.
I honestly think, regarding the documentary, I just think it could not matter a better time where everybody can sit in and watch what is going on. And I think what the documentary brings to basketball is that it shows the passion, it shows the work ethic that is needed to reach to that level. Because sometimes we are players and we wonder what we need to do. This documentary shows you that Jordan, even when he broke his leg, he just wanted to play, just wanted to make the playoff. So it's just a wonderful documentary that I think everybody should take the time out to watch.
Yeah. And it's cool to see the behind the scenes stuff, isn't it? The stuff in the locker room and the things that where Jordan, he wasn't the most accessible player back in the day, and there wasn't as many outlets to gain that access. And so it's pretty cool to see the behind the scenes view, I guess, of what was going on. And that man was a hard driver, wasn't he?
Well, yes, most definitely. And you find out against players around Jordan, their personality, what clashes and what happened. Because watching the games, you would never know certain things that are coming out now. behind the sport. But regardless of everything, what the documentary show, when they touched the court, everyone was focused as one unit to get a job done, and that is it's essential.
Willie, tell me about the interview. How did that come about? How did you guys get started with that?
Well, Gary called me about 2 years ago. I said,
Yeah, I
Willy,
believe so.
why we don't do a show about basketball and interview the best players in the league or the upcoming players in the league? And I say, let's do it. And we linked up with Simon from Action Jamaica, and he was the first one to like shoot the video and stuff like that. And I think we interviewed Flimo, right?
Primo, yeah. Yes, Anthony White.
Anthony White.
Yes.
And that's how it started,
The
That's how it
fans
started.
gravitate to it, and we realized that promotion was key. And what we realized with basketball in Jamaica, we didn't have a lot of outlets. Person didn't know what was going on. So when we talk about the interview, we want to get in deep, get personal, know who's really playing on which team. Because a lot of persons, they will know a Jordan, they know a LeBron. However, they're national players who are playing every day out here. They might see them on the road pass them and don't even know their name. So we're saying, no, we need to fix this. Because we have an audience, have a fan base. So get those names out and help the sport as best as we can.
And basketball is like a big secret in Jamaica, to be honest.
big secret. Yeah, so
most people don't even know when a game is playing or where the game is playing. So that's one of the reasons why we started the interview, to try and promote basketball, because I think that's where we're lacking the most in promotion of the sport.
Yeah, that's been a theme for me throughout doing these. I've talked to numerous people about it. I'd love to get both of your opinions on it. My 20 years of coming down and doing camps down there and getting to know the country and the basketball scene the way I have, I know that there's a love for basketball in Jamaica.
yeah.
But I continue to run into people that tell me, no one cares about basketball in Jamaica. All they care about is soccer and cricket and track and field. And I say, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people that love it, are passionate about it. And I just kind of wonder if you guys are seeing the same thing.
There's a lot. It's a club type of thing, right? How can I put this? Football is very easy or very affordable, I should say. You can use a box drinks box to play football in the street. There's not a lot of street ball going up. Like back in the 90s, you had a basketball
crate on the backlight post.
Every avenue. So there was you saw a huge growth of people coming out wanting to play basketball. But now to like get a basketball and find a hoop, that's kind of difficult. So that's why you see football and cricket, and because it's so easy to get access to the tools needed to play those sports.
Okay, all right. My take on this, you say persons are saying football and cricket. I totally disagree. The thing about it, basketball is not being promoted. It's like as Mr. Wells just mentioned, the secret behind the game. Why I'm saying not promoted, we don't have even, let's use an example, Kofi, who is now playing over there. Even our local station, our sports media don't highlight these things to the public. So if they don't get a chance to know about the sports, see the sports playing, it's hard for it to compare football, which in Jamaica now, the high school, they have live games on our national TV, TVJ, CVM bring games, cricket the same. With basketball now, you have to directly go to a game. And how the game promoted, they are not promoting it even on the national station to say that a game will be played X and X Saturday at 4 o'clock at this venue. So the thing about it is not that there's no love for the sport. The sport is not being promoted. So that will gear to say that there's no love. But I know for a fact that I bring fans to games who didn't even know about basketball. After watching a game, they call me and say, Gary, when they go in the next time, pick me up, drop me to the game. And I will pick them up. It's just that it's not promoted. So I think that is the conflict to say whether or not.
I think you totally nailed it, because the reason, and it gets back to what I was originally saying, I think part of the reason why it doesn't get promoted locally is because TVG and those local media outlets think people don't care, but they do. And I know that, and you guys have seen that, and that's part, I think, of what you're building with your program and your outreach in the game, and Willy, your work with social media, and you're seeing that, right? Like, you're seeing that being built.
Yes, it's bringing a lot of awareness and stuff about the sport, because basketball is way more exciting than football, right? Like,
his opinion.
No, it's a fact. You wait 90 minutes to probably see one goal. In basketball, you're there within seconds, 24 seconds. It should be a basket. It's more exciting. That's a fact. But Jamaicans, I don't know, man.
Well,
it's not being promoted, definitely, and the fan support, even from our own basketball community, is very poor. Like, if their team is not playing, some of the other players don't show up, and this is why the media don't come on, because it's not gonna see a packed stadium. You know, we don't have fan support from even our own players. I have to say that, because a lot of time I say, this team is playing, they're like, I'm not gonna make it to that game, you know, because they're not playing. And that's the thing. We love to play the game, but we're not supporting each other in the basketball community.
Right.
Just to add to that, I think infrastructure also play a role regarding persons coming out to games. For example, persons will classify basketball as an indoor sport. In Jamaica, as you know, you have been here, we have about 2 to 3 good indoor courts. So majority of the games play outside. So there's a lot of factors right there. Is it accommodating for fans? Is there stands somewhere they can sit, watch the game, view the game? All of these things need to put in place. So sometimes they will say, Mr. Wells and I are the Stephen A. Smith in Jamaica, because we come down hard on persons. We come down hard on the refs. We come down hard on coaches. We come down hard on institution, because we have been to institution where we have realized that major games are playing and the simple shot clock is not there to grow the sport. We can beg fans to come. However, we have to put things in place to attract the fans. Entertainment is also important. That I think in Jamaica now we need to spend time. Going to a basketball game in Brooklyn or Los Angeles, the game is important, but the whole atmosphere keep you there. It's a family thing, music playing, entertainment, because we are selling something, regardless of what. We are selling the sport. We have to do the little things that sometimes we might say, no, we're just bouncing the ball. Or you carry yourself to game as coach, important. Discipline on the side. Persons can come, private sectors, corporate persons can come and look and say they want to invest in this sport. They want to come on board. They see the structure, they see discipline, they see persons coming out. These are things that
the things to get the fans involved. Like, we went to the Invitational down in Mobe back in November, right? And you see the entertainment package that they brought, you understand, sir? And they called out some of the fans to shoot and they win prizes, and there's always music to keep the fans, you know, hyped and pumped. There's none of that going on in the games in Jamaica.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that was go ahead.
Yeah, I think some of the fans are even afraid to like really have fun. Well,
that's so good.
Yeah, I know. You know, you're afraid to cheer for the team, you know, because you might get thrown out of the stadium.
I'll tell you guys, my very first job after I got out of college, I was an intern for the Seattle Supersonics, and there's unfortunately so many people watching this that have no idea who the Seattle Supersonics are.
Whoa, yeah, for real. Age limit.
Seattle. But my very first job was exactly the things that you guys are talking about. I was I worked in the game operations department. And so I was the person that scheduled the halftime entertainment and the music and the between timeouts and the different promotions. And I know what those things can bring to the environment of a game. And that's what it is. It's supposed to be entertainment, right? The basketball, we want it to be great and we want it to speak for itself, but there's more to it than that. What do you think of this from Travis Jones? He says, we have good players, just need one player to be over the top on the world scene to boost basketball needs. Do you agree with that?
Yes, most definitely, because as you know, NBA is the biggest stage, and just like how persons are over over extremely happy when I see Usain Bolt win a medal at Olympics, because that is a big stage. We need to know when they turn on our TV, NBA, they see someone representing Jamaica. But funny enough, you have persons from Jamaica who represent us over there, but again, the media don't highlight them. Even Kimani friend got an opportunity to play overseas ball. Unfortunately, things happen. However, we can name some other who are part of the NBA. But as I said before, these are key is kept a secret from the young generation. So they don't have anything to look forward to. So we as coach, we as persons who know about even supersonic, need to inform these the youngsters coming up. Say, listen, we have persons who have made it to the NBA. Yes, maybe not be a superstar, but we already opened that gate. It's now for them to go further now and become that LeBron James, become that Kobe Bryant, become that because the gate is already open, which a lot of them don't know. So it go back to information being kept from the youngsters. And that goes, that's why the interviews, and I go back to the interview squad, that these are things we want to highlight. These are things we want to tell them that basketball is a good sport and is a sport that you need to engage in. One of our main problem, and I'm going to push it out now, is that we don't keep stats. We don't keep stats on anything. If you, Coach Turner, come down and you saw someone playing a good sport and you say, what's the percentage on the 3-point line? You might have to assume it. You say, what is the percentage on the court? We don't keep stats. So if we don't keep stats on the court, we don't keep stats overall. So there's no information to give. So we need to fix that.
Yeah, we need a proper database for the players from primary school all the way up to college and NBL. You know, like that's not there tracking them, and so a scout can even come and look and say, okay, this is his stats.
In some ways, it I don't want to say it erases history, but it never lets history even establish itself, right? Because in some ways it's almost as if games never happened. But it goes back to what you were saying, you know, like it's such a collective team effort to make it happen, right? And you're going back to just promoting the games. Yes. You know, like everyone involved with the game needs to take it upon themselves to promote it, to get more people involved. And then the more they get involved, and that's kind of the idea behind this. I mean, you know, the most people we've had watch this, I think, is 700 for one of the episodes, which is cool, right? But they're only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm sure by the time, you know, we're done here with you guys, it'll be 2,000 or more, right? With all your friends. But it'll only get bigger. But the only way you get it to be bigger is to make every effort to promote it and have everybody do it. You know, just for this show tonight, you to get on your Facebook page, Gary, and you, Willie, to get on your Facebook page and talk about it and talk it up and let people know that's going to bring a new audience in. And players have to do the same thing. They can't be too proud to wait for the newspapers to catch up to them. They've got to go.
I've been saying this, and we're in a good space right now where you really don't need the media to get this out. You know, you have social media and everybody has a phone in their hands, and
Yeah.
we don't have to wait on CVM or a TVJ, to be honest. You know, I'm just saying that there's a lot of people in the basketball fraternity that I think are selfish or have, I would say,
Steve
feel it.
Naismith.
No, I'm come on, seriously, because you have people that has a fan base that is fairly popular in Jamaica, and I think they could have probably shout out that, you know, there's a game going on tomorrow or whatever. I'm not seeing this from a lot of people. I won't call any names, but I think we can all, from the basketball fraternity, come together and do better, like in terms of promotion and supporting each other. Like, don't wait for when your team is playing to show up. Bring the family, bring your friends, you know, let them invite some people, and I think basketball would start growing if we have more support from our community.
Yeah, I think if everyone took ownership, you know, many hands, quick work, as they say, and the more people involved, the more people rowing in the same direction, the better results you're going to have. But speaking of history, Mr. Reid,
Good.
here's some history.
Oh.
So you've been a part of Jamaica basketball for quite some time. Give me an idea of the year on this.
That's not that is from SDC. That will be like 2000. I think that's 2000. Yeah, so that's about 19 years ago. Yeah.
That's a start.
Tell me some of these guys right here.
We have Kevin Ellis. I think
Marlon
that's
Bean.
Marlon Bean. There's that's Stone. Kershaw. We have a lot of these players. I think about 2 to 3 of these players are overseas now playing. They will retire now because at that age. We have Kershaw. He's still playing for Sagicor now. That's a community team. That's a community team. Bring back old time for real. But in regards to the national program, I've played on the national team. I went with the under 17 team. I've been a part of the national program on and off up to 2016, where I played my last tournament. I also play intercall, where I've got 3 championships. I started my own community between me and Mr. Wells, Harborview Supernova, into the Division 1. Also play with Spanish Town Spartan. That's a new team. So I have been around basketball for basically all my life. So when I'm here now and I start this interview and I can say to you that this is not going on, I'm not guessing. I am telling, because I have so much experience. I've yet to been to a game where I cannot recognize the coach or know the coach personally or the players. That's how tight I am with the sport right now. And Mr. Wells also is a huge fan to the sport, and also
basketball player. I've just never represented Jamaica or played for any NBL teams.
Yeah.
You know, I played all the way up until Division 1. Don't watch the way. Understand?
And back then, as you mentioned, Division 1, we have SDC league usually take place. A lot of basketball, SDC, Division 2, Division 1. We also had Berger League. We have a whole lot of basketball taking place. Basketball was just all over. It was when Jordan era, where you know that when you turn on the TV, everybody want to be like Mike. And we gravitate to the love for the sport. And I think that love that we developed from back then carry out up to this moment. Because if you look and see like a Wilby, we can mention Michael Jackson, we can mention a lot of players now, they are still affiliated with the sports, even though they are not being paid to, as I know personally. It's just the love. They will start a community team, get the team to the National League, and they still participate because we have that love. So if you ask the question, do we want basketball to grow? Our action, everything that we do, show that the love is there, and we just need the sport to grow. So sometimes we come down hard on whosoever is in charge, because it's from the goodness of the heart. We need things to fix. And sometimes we feel we need to say things that might ruffle a couple feathers, but it's for the greater good.
Yeah,
Facts.
if you're working for the betterment of the game, then you're not doing anything wrong. So, Coach Rowan told me you were involved with doing some mini basketball. Is that right?
Yes, most definitely. I'm the mini basketball
about that.
commission.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm the mini basketball commission. Last year I was appointed that position. I've been to Mexico for a conference where I learn about how young these players are bouncing the ball. As young as 5, 6 years of age, they have their own tournament, and I want to bring back that to Jamaica. We started working with some primary school coaches. We did some certification program because we're not going to send them into the field not knowing how or what they need to do, because sometimes persons take what I would mention, they don't understand the level. At certain level, you don't need to focus on certain things. The thing about it, you just need to make it fun. So they want to be a part of it. Then you can highlight. So what you find out, if you don't train these teachers at the school, they will go and want to teach drills and all that for the kids and have to go through this circuit because they are looking at what is going on the TV. We have to explain and show them that mini basketball is really about fun, getting the kids involved, playing the sport, and develop the love for the game. So I want to start that in Jamaica, where we have them bouncing the ball from early as age 6, getting the love, getting the parents' interest, come on weekends, sit at a festival, watch the kids play the game, enjoy the game. So we find out that when they reach to the age of 12, 13, where we can put them now in a system, they will already pass certain technique or know how to approach the game. So we don't have to start if we start teaching the sport at 13, we're really losing what that will look like 36. We have about 6 years, 7 years back. We're trying to catch up. So basically we're playing catch up. That needs to stop. We need to start them playing the game from early. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to start from with the primary and the preparatory schools.
That's great. Coach Rowan throwing some love out to you guys.
Yes, bro. And always a supporter of the sport, regardless of you can always count on Rowan. So enough love, Rowan.
Yeah.
Chipping.
Coach Stumbo, same thing.
Yeah, yes. Friends, I wouldn't even say friend. Those are our families, brothers, That's how we categorize them.
So tell me, and I asked Kimani Friend this, and I've asked others what it would be like. Kevin Foster the other day. What was it like for you to put on a Jamaica national team uniform? I mean, that has to be a pretty cool feeling.
It was everything. It was everything. It was walking with my head high, working out every day, just want to just go on the court and represent my country. And that's a fulfilling feeling that I think you can't explain when you know that your nation is cheering for you. Your nation wants you to do good and you want to represent the nation. So it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And I just hope that going forward, our local players will get a chance because, as I'm saying now, we are on the ground, Mr. Wells and I, and we hear a lot of things. The local players, sometimes they are frustrated, wondering if they will get an opportunity to try out for the team. They don't want to be here working, and the work is not appreciated by any sense, any means, even with not even an invite. And I'm telling them that all the head up high, and I know for a fact that everybody will get a chance, basically, if you work hard enough for it.
Let me address that right now. Every local Jamaican player that wants to play will have an opportunity to try out. If you're in a position to try out to be a member of the national team, you're going to have that opportunity. It makes no sense from a coaching aspect to not try to find the best group of talented players you can find. It makes no sense to exclude it. If you can find people that deserve to be there and belong to be there, they'll be there. So
can the interview be privy to these sessions, like when the tryouts, so we could push it and promote it for even like You know, because I believe that there are players in Jamaica that's not affiliated with any teams right now, you know, and it's like a big secret, to be honest. Like, I get a lot of people message me in my inbox asking when it's training if they can try out for a particular team or whatever. So if you can let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, of course. You guys, I mean, you guys are part of it, right? You guys are part of the grassroots of it. And yeah, for sure. You're going to be a part of knowing everything that's going on. Mr. Wells, I know you're doing some coaching yourself, right? St. George's team. Tell me about coaching. Tell me what you love about coaching basketball, what you get out of it.
I love to see people develop their skills, man, and play to the best of their ability. I'm actually an assistant coach for the St. George's Slayers, and I was the assistant coach for Harborview Supernovas, which was the youngest team for the Division 1 ever until the Grey Eagles, right? I just like to impart my knowledge that I've learned over the years and teach them and let them know that it's more of a mental thing, you know, like, I want you to know the game, not just the skill, but know how to read the players, read plays, you know, and so that's what I get from it. Seeing my players develop and, you know, become better.
And just to add to that, what Mr. West, because I'm also a coach and a part of the basketball fraternity out here. We mentioned earlier about the stats and all things. These are things that as coach we need to develop. The thing called basketball IQ. I think that is one thing that is lacking, because guess what? If there's no stats, even training sessions, it's not structured in a way to show a player their ability, what they are strong at, because they can do everything. But what we really need from you, what are we going to approach games? These are all the things, and I must give congrats to Mr. Remy Key. I have the privilege to play while he coached me, and I said I learned a whole lot. Mr. Remy Key one day stopped training session. I think it was about 3 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock for the game to finish. And he said to me, how many possessions do we have in this 3 minutes and 10 seconds? And I looked back and I said, I didn't even think so far by playing basketball, like possessions. You have 3 possessions, control the game back and forth. And I'm saying the players now, we have raw talent, raw skills. However, the basketball IQ is what we need to seal the deal. And we think I'm going to put it on our coaches to implement these changes in their training session, to structure it so that we can build a holistic player and not just a player to run up and down and show raw talent.
Yeah. So I've said this often on this live stream because it comes up a lot of the, you know, all the things that need to get better about Jamaica basketball and how the kids aren't doing certain things and they're lacking in this or that. And my opinion is that they're no different. You know, the kids, the basketball IQs of 13, 14-year-olds in Jamaica are no different than the basketball IQs of 13 and 14-year-old kids in the US or anywhere else. The only thing that Jamaican youngsters lack that US kids have is more opportunity, more facilities to play and work on. Yeah, and I mean, essentially that's it: opportunity and facilities and otherwise, you know, given just a push or a little bit more organization, we're going to rise quickly. You know,
yes, definitely.
The kids will catch up very quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I think once they see that this can be a major, it can lead to a major opportunity for even education, like, you know, scholarships for students and stuff like that, they'll definitely run in. I think we there's a lot of, how could I put it? Like, I think we need support from even the parents at times. Like, let's talk about Daniel and his mom. Like, I love to see, you know, like Daniel Isaac's mom is always there pushing him pushing him, getting him. So you'll see that person get better than most of the young players in Jamaica because he has the support behind him.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it. When you have good parents behind you, good family behind you, everything's that much easier, you know.
So much, very yes. So, and sometimes we as coach have to be the parents. So that's why I say sometimes it's on our shoulder and we have to do it.
Okay, I gotta ask you guys a question now. My buddy Brad, who often joins into these conversations, has asked this question a couple of times, and I haven't had the right guest to put it to. And I'm going to ask you. First, I got to preface it by saying, have you ever heard of the term? It happens a lot on sports talk shows in the U.S. About the Mount Rushmore of such and such, the Mount Rushmore of basketball. Do you understand? If I say that term, do you understand what that means? It's okay if you don't.
Yes, I do.
You do understand. So just to explain it for those that don't, people will say, you know, the Mount Rushmore of Seattle basketball might be, you know, Lenny Wilkins, Gary Payton, Spencer Haywood, and Sean Kemp. You know, they would be like the top four. They would be on the Mount Rushmore. Who is the Mount Rushmore of Jamaican basketball? Who are the four guys that stand out to be either the best players ever or the top coaches? They're the four people that stand alone in Jamaica basketball in the history.
Gary.
Oh, you go first. This is kind of corrupt.
Let me go first. I mean, to be at the top of the list, right?
Who?
Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, definitely.
Patrick Ewing. Some other. I will put Kim on a friend too.
Okay.
As someone who achieved and as I've been playing the sports. So, this person didn't make it to the NBA or overseas, but is a name that mentioned frequently down here. That's Mugabe. He was a special player. He played college basketball overseas, but I don't know. I don't believe he went any further. But regarding, you want to know about coaches too, top coaches?
No, I'm just saying
that's the player.
My question correctly, just Mount Rushmore is in the U.S. It has George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln, four presidents.
Abraham Lincoln, yeah.
Right. Wow. So, who would be, if you had to make a Mount Rushmore of Jamaica basketball, who would be the four guys on it?
All right.
Have we settled on Kimani?
Yeah, so we have Patrick Ewing, Kimani,
Samado. And
Samado, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And Willy.
Okay. I hear all the time is Gunner.
Well, Gunner.
Gunner.
He's before my time. I've never seen Gunner play. I've only heard stories of him putting up like 100 points.
Yeah, he was very offensive.
Like that.
He's a name that mentioned frequently for real over the time, but I've never witnessed him play the sport. And as I said before, I didn't see the clip, but I think we can go with Gunner, right? Wells. So we say Patrick Ewing, Kimani, Samada, and Gunner. So that will be my four. I don't know if you want to put somebody as well.
You know about Wamini Rose or something like
that? I know.
Wamini Rose or Wamini Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he came back the other day and played in a tournament down by Arnett Garden, and there was nobody in that whole team that could stop this guy. Yeah, I don't think he's ever played for the NBA, but he plays overseas, and he's very, very, very good as a point guard. Definitely, as I said, Kimani friend. You haven't mentioned Wayne Sapperton, which is an old school.
Mr. Martin, you see that right here?
Yes. Calvin Martin. Oh, shout out to Calvin. Calvin Martin will know.
Yeah, he's the gatekeeper, you know. He's one of the gatekeepers. So
I think I'm
Calvin,
legal enough to say he's the dinosaur and he won't take offense to it, but Calvin Martin is that person who know way back. Way back.
He knows.
Yeah, so
yeah, he's
Mr.
calling.
Martin goes
There's
with Gunnar Kennedy and also
Wayne Sabaton. Yeah. I've always read about Wayne Sabaton. I haven't really witnessed him playing, but if we're talking on a local level, though, I can call some names that I think should be on it. You know, as I said, I don't want to call any names like Mugabe because I guess he was a younger player, but you have Garfield that went to KC. You have who else? Raja Marshalls is definitely a good player. You have Bolton, Anjo. What's his name, Gary? From KC too.
Bolt. I can't remember his first name.
And Ted Marshall for that too. I have to put Ted in there because he's the boss.
Okay.
Well, hey, let's talk for a minute. Let's talk future Jamaica basketball. What do you guys? We've talked about this over the last couple of weeks about the three guys trying for the NBA this year: Nick Richards, Kofi Coburn, and Romaro Gill. Tomorrow night, I'm going to talk to Warren Williams from Manhattan, and Will Butler. It was playing at University of Alabama Birmingham this year. There's so many guys down with you in Kingston and around the island that are good players. Talk about kind of what you see as the future of Jamaican basketball coming up over the next 3-4 years.
3-4 years. I totally see some youngsters that are doing great things. Matthew Gray from Camperdown. You also have Kyle Otter from Wolmer's. Daniel Isaacs. He is overseas now. Those are some of the players that we also did interview with. They are. I'm telling you, they are on the right path with the right leadership, right coaching. I can see Jamaica going places, and they bring in the name far to the NBA level, because I think Kyle and Daniel Isaac were selected a part of the elite who went overseas to the NBA junior camp, and the feedback was excellent from what I see. In regards to our players now who are going towards them, like Kofi, etc., the rest next for, that is a good. That is one of, if the mere fact that they are now in the draft, I think that do a whole lot for Jamaica basketball. We can have some. I said, Coach Stumble, correct me, is Matthew McGowan. Excellent.
Matthew McGowan. Thank you, Coach Stumble.
Thank you, Coach.
And it was Andrew Boland from KC. All right, yeah.
Okay. And I'm saying with these players going into this NBA draft, it can't get any better. Now we can have some names we can market, we can sell, we can use to promote the sport. I know that Kofi started from Jumpstart, right? That is it, Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Out here. So I think he visited us last Jumpstart. He was here with the kids, and the kids were going bananas to say that they just need to talk to him back and forth. So the mere fact that they are achieving and being successful now, that they are going there, it only will pull youngsters now to the sport. And I think we as basketball lovers, I will encourage Jabba to use this opportunity to pull players closer to the game now and have some mentorship. I don't know if they can come down during some summers, have some talk with these kids. So now they can see that basketball really a future, a professional, a career, basically, and not just fun. We can make some serious money from this, and you can go where you can take your mommy or your daddy out of poverty back and forth. So it's a good thing.
Let me ask you a difficult question in that regard. And I don't know that, just give me your opinion. I know you can't directly answer it, but do you think that any of those, especially like Kofi or Nick, do you think they feel the weight of Jamaica basketball on their shoulders in some regard? Do you think they feel a lot of pressure to perform in a big way in order to move the sport forward, or do you think they have the type of personalities that will be able to just play and let the cards fall where they may?
I will go with I'll answer regarding Kofi. I'm a close friend of Nagash. I don't know, Nagash is a Kofi big brother. If you read what he said, Nagash is the reason why he's playing the sport. Use influence. I know for a fact that Nagash is someone who call, have a lot of conversation with him, and sometimes me and Nagash sit and we talk. I think Kofi really have that personality to just go out and try very hard. I don't think the weight of Jamaica is on him as much as person might think. Basically, he have that attitude that he's a hard player, he's a fighter. We can see that throughout his game. It's very physical and mentally. I realize it adapt to that game. So I don't. As I said, I can only give my opinion. I don't know what he's thinking, but I don't think it's that so much of a pressure. And I think he have a big brother who is really supporting his movement and trying to keep him level. So big up to Nagash, as I say, Miss Berlin just mentioned. He's someone who is always looking out for the sport also.
Yeah, he was also the championship coach for the Special Olympics last year. Yeah. That's Nagash Auburn, yeah.
Yeah. So
yes, I don't think Kofi is feeling any pressure yet. But I think that when it reaches him, he'll be able to handle it, definitely.
So this question has been asked twice now. So this person really wants an answer. Top U19 guards in the country.
The top under 19 guard in the country, Matthew McGowan. And Matthew McGowan. Kyle is under 16 still. He play under 16. They say under 19. But
he's still under 19.
Oh, but I think the normal reference to the league. So we have an under 16 league in Jamaica. We have an under 19. So I will give it to Matthew from Camperdown. Coach Earl is doing an excellent job. Him and Coach Brown from Camperdown. And we have to say hats off to them. We had an interview with them because we see the need to. They host their camps on weekends where free camp where they volunteer a lot of time just to get the kids to the level that they are now. So hats off to them. Doing a good job. But for the top under 19 guard, Matthew McGowan from Camperdown.
So I had Coach Morgan and Coach Stumbo on earlier in the week, a few days ago, and we talked just briefly about Coach Brown retiring at St. George's, and just wondered if you guys had any reaction with Coach Brown at St. George's, and he's been there a long time.
CB.
You have never yet coached me. I've been to a lot of games because when they talk about the interview squad, we are like everywhere once the ball bounces, and we know the dedication behind that he put behind his team. Whenever he come out, he always ready for business. I think he's an icon. I think a lot of hats off, kudos to CB for what he has contributed to the sport. And I really see him as a role model for other young coaches coming up.
Definitely. Very humble coach.
Organized.
Yeah.
Which is important.
All right. So a couple of humble guys right here as well. Tell people, I know so many people in Jamaica know how to check out the interview, but if some knucklehead is sitting in Nashville, Tennessee, how do they see you guys?
Well,
on YouTube it's Jamrock Interviews. On Instagram it's also Jamrock Interviews, and you have Jamaica Basketball also on Instagram. And we haven't put any new material in a while, but we're planning on right after the pandemic, going full steam ahead.
You guys, all I see are curfew videos you put up.
That's we can't go anywhere. We have to stay inside, so we just have to make the most of it. Because we have to. We are following orders. We are listening to our prime minister, who constantly encourage us to stay inside.
Yeah, turn away yard.
So we turn away yard. We're not touch road.
Well, hey, fellas, I appreciate this. You guys be safe. I'll keep an eye on you. Please keep doing what you're doing, and I'm here for you. If you ever need anything from my end, let me know, and I hope I can call on you for the same.
Definitely.
I love talking to you guys. I love your passion. I love what you're doing for basketball down there, and I just say keep it up, man.
Yeah, big up, Coach.
Big up, Coach, and all the viewers and
everybody that sign in and watch and all of that. I love this medium, and I definitely have to check this out.
As I just said, the interview, we're always doing the promotion because basketball need to go somewhere, and we are here to lead that charge. So we are going forward. Interview squad. And before we leave, we didn't get a chance to shout out to the females who are playing basketball out here. Sometimes persons hear basketball, they think it's just a man's sport overall. Even on our team, we have a young lady, Kimoya Dragon, who is a national player also, who tried to get the females on board. So remember, basketball is not just for males. We want the females. We need a female team at Olympic. We need everything. We need females to be playing basketball. So we are for the entire growth, the growth overall, not just
couldn't agree more.
So so shout out to the females who are watching us.
All right. Thanks, guys. We good?
All right. Good. All
right. Talk to you later.
All right.
All right. Thanks. All right. Awesome. Check out the interview when you have the opportunity. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Tomorrow, as I said, we're going to talk to a Jamaican hooper who is playing in college. He goes to Manhattan. I don't know if it's college or university, but he goes to Manhattan, plays for the Jaspers, and he's going to be with us tomorrow. His name is Warren Williams, and he's got a bright future ahead in the sport. And again, just appreciate you guys checking this out, and please let people know about it. Spread the word. Ultimately, when this thing is all said and done, we're going to be out there. We're going to be looking for support to grow the program, and the more people that are already aware of us, the easier it will be. So until tomorrow, thanks a lot, and we'll see you later.